Welcome to Unemployed and Afraid, a podcast that explores the glorious mess of building your own business with the people doing it. I'm your host and fellow business builder, Kim Curtin. Thank you for being here. Let's get into some good, honest, small business chat. Earlier this week, I saw something I thought you might like. It was a clip of a woman named Davina McCall, and she was giving a speech to a room of graduates. And her overarching message was to sit at the front. As in, if you have an opportunity to learn, to show up at something, to connect with someone, to do something, to put yourself out there. Don't shy away at the back, waiting for someone to see you or kind of hoping that they don't while you're trying to take in the thing that you do actually want to take in. Her message was super simple, but so powerful. And it gave me loads of things to think about and really got my brain ticking on this. That we just have to back ourselves and do whatever we want to and really go after it. We know this, but putting this into action sometimes isn't as easy. But we do owe it to ourselves to just get started. And get started now, today, no matter what that looks like, to fully lean in, to make that call again and again, which is something Davina had in this video again. I think she said something like to the point where you become like an annoying mosquito and the only way they can get you off the phone is to give you somebody else's number. I love that. But that we have to make a change whenever we need to, whenever we feel like it, just really leaning into the building of our lives and our business, even if it's totally different than what we've done before, to just do it. She said something else in there about, even if you've studied something your whole life, given that, context, she was talking to graduates, even if you've just done this uni degree and the thing you want to do is something totally different and people look at you like, hang on, that isn't what you said you were going to do. Who cares? Just go do it. Start again, start today. And it just doesn't matter if it's different to the original plan. This part really struck me. It doesn't matter if it's different to the original plan. When we go on a mission to start a business, we are at huge risk of sunk cost fallacy. That sunk cost fallacy is associated with a commitment bias where we continue to support our past decisions despite new evidence suggesting that it isn't the best course of action for us. And that evidence can be, mind you, just our strong feeling on the matter. But we fail to consider that whatever time, effort, or money we have already expended will not be recovered. And so that forces us to stick with what we know. How many incredibly satisfying lives get wasted due to this very irritatingly human sunk cost fallacy? And us business owners, we're super susceptible to this because we literally sink years of our life and so much trying and so much effort and so much public building of something. And it feels terrifying to make any kind of change. But business can change because often, as you do, I don't know about you, but my washing basket tells me I change pretty often. And actually my business history and my employment history does too. But that's just me. It what we do, it can go from a side hustle to a full-time hustle, back to a side hustle again. It can be a business that you have that's solely focused on one thing until you discover an amazing niche or pivot that just feels so incredibly right. And then it can be that. You can step away entirely from your business to do something else if it calls to you, perhaps even as an employee, and you can come back to it later or just restructure it. The options are actually endless. Add to this whole sunk cost block the cultural narratives that we also deal with, and I fully get it. It's not easy. But imagine if we heard more of the backing from Davina from that video and less of, oh, she's such a try-hard, or I don't get her, he's so self-obsessed, who do they think they are? I can't keep up with them. And the passive-aggressive eye rolls that so many of us fear. I've got big, big eye rolls to those. In sharing that, today's episode hopes to be just that for you today. The antidote to whatever it is that's holding you back. Sit at the front, pitch your ideas, post your thoughts. Who gives a shit if not everyone agrees with it or it's not quote unquote perfect? Start the new business, pivot, go start a new role somewhere, restructure your business, start the podcast, start the book. Do something totally different to what you've always done if it's what calls you. Make a change to your business and your life whenever you need or want to, and do it proud. show up for yourself and lean into what you want with both hands, like a good student right up the front in the journey of our own lives. If this has helped you today, even just a little bit, I'd love you to share it with someone else. Screenshot your podcast app and whack it into your stories on Instagram. Tag me at Unemployed and Afraid, and know that you are helping me keep this show going and growing for you just by doing so. We are so much stronger when we back ourselves, back each other, and get around each other. Thank you for listening to Unemployed and Afraid, the podcast for small business builders with your host, me, Kim Curtin. If you love it, you can say thanks with a star rating and a review. And of course, join the community on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and LinkedIn. Find us at Unemployed and Afraid wherever you're hanging out, and I'll see you there.